Hello and welcome to the walking talking topic on vectors, question number 4 with me, Mr. Barton. Now a little warning here, we're into extreme vectors territory. Life is about to get fairly difficult, but as long as we set things out neatly and take our time, we should be okay. Alright, OAYB is a quadrilateral, O to A is 3A, O to B is 6B. Express A to AB in terms of A and B. So we've got to get from A to B, and we've got to travel along vectors. We know how to do this by now. I can't go across here, I don't know it, but I can certainly go from A to O and O to B because I know both of those. So let's do that. So to get from A to B, I'm going to go from A to O, and when I get to O, I'm going to go from O to B. A to O, well, it's travelling against the grain there, so it's going to be minus 3A's, and then from O to B, it's travelling the way that the line's pointing. The arrow's pointing, sorry, so it's going to be positive 6B's. Nice easy mark. But then we know what's going to happen. Disaster zone. Right. X is the point on A to B such that A to X to B is 1 to 2. Right, let's get our head around that. Flipping heck, keep my pen in my hand would help. A to X to B is 1 to 2. So if that's 1, that's 2. A to X to B, 1 to 2. And B to Y is over here, is 5A minus B. Prove that O to X is equal to 2/5 of O to Y. Now when it says prove, you can't use this in your answer. You've just got to hope your answer demonstrates this. So the bottom line is if we can get O to X, and if we can get O to Y, and if we can show that the relationship between them is if you multiply O to Y by 2/5, you get O to X, we're laughing. But that's a long way away. So let's see if we can get this. Right. Let's focus on getting O to X first. How are we going to get from O to X? Well, we've worked out A to B, and we know that A to X is 1 out of 3 bits to get from A to B. So A to X is going to be 1/3 of A to B, because that's 1 part and that's 2 parts. And we can get from O to A. So that's not actually going to be too bad. So let's get that first. So let's get from O to X, and the route I'm going to choose to go is O to A, and when I get there, I'm going to go from A to X. How do I get from O to A? Well, it's travelling in the right direction, so it's going to be 3A's. Nice, easy start. How do I get from A to X? Well, that is going to be 1/3 of the distance from A to B, travelling in the same direction. So I've got my 3A's, and I've got 1/3 of, what was it before? Minus 3A plus 6B. Minus 3A plus 6B's. Okay, well that's not too bad, but as I say, you've got to be decent at your fractions. So 3A plus 1/3 of minus 3. Positive third minus 3. So it's got to be a minus answer, so I can get rid of that for a start. And 1/3 of 3 is just going to leave me with 1. So 1/3 of minus 3A is just minus a whole A. And then 1/3 of 6B, I think, is just going to be 2B's. 1/3 of 6 is 2. See what I mean? You've got to be good at your fractions and your negatives. So I've got 3A, take an A, is going to be 2A's, and I've got 2B's left over as well. So there is my O to X. I don't know why I've kind of done a D there. There you go. 2A plus 2B's. Right, now I've got to get O to Y. So I've got to get from O to Y. Now this isn't too bad here actually, because I've got this big route here. I can go O to B, then when I get there I can go B to Y. So let's have a go at that. Let's get from O to B, and then when I get to B, let's go from B to Y. Okay, what's O to B? O to B is just 6B. What's B to Y? 5A minus B. Let's get that down. So O to B is just 6B's, and then when I get there, B to Y is going to be a 5A minus a B. Let's tidy that up. So I get 6B minus a B is 5B's, and I get 5A's as well. And then just to match it with the other one, I'll write that the other way around, so that's 5A plus 5B's. Well, I'll tell you what, I've pretty much done this, because look at this. I have got O to X is 5A plus 5B. Sorry, O to... should have written that there, shouldn't I? That was O to Y, sorry. O to Y is 5A plus 5B. O to X is 2A plus 2B. But let's just spell it out. To be honest with you, I've probably got the mark there, but I just want to spell it out a little bit here. O to Y, I'm going to write as 5 lots of A plus B. Just take a factor of 5 out of that. 5 lots of A plus B. O to X is 2 lots of A plus B. Well, that's it, done and dusted there. Therefore, O to X has to be equal to 2/5 of O to Y. Done and dusted. And to be honest, as I say, you'd have probably got the mark for getting that and simplifying it, but that's just going to absolutely spell it out for them. O to X is 2 lots of A to B, O to Y is 5 lots of A to B. O to X is equal to 2/5 of O to Y, because 1/5 of O to Y would just be A plus B, 2/5 of it will be 2 lots of A plus B. Done and dusted. And that's about as tricky as these vectors questions get.